Hey, good morning, little all my fantasy football freaks out there. I don't know why I said little. What the fuck was that? I don't know. Whatever. You're not little. You're big. We're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So thank you so much for joining up here. Oh, Facebook's being weird. Hold on. I'm gonna edit something. Give me a second. Sorry, something's being really weird right now. Yeah. I don't know. If you're trying to watch on Facebook, something weird's going on. So hopefully you're watching on YouTube because something weird's going on Facebook. So that's great. Wonderful. Glad to know that shit. Uh, so I don't know who's getting this right now. It says like if you start like more than 10 minutes later, fucks with you, but there's nothing that's weird. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here with the Facebook stream. It's very strange. Very strange indeed. So I'm gonna take a look here and see what is going on. It does not appear that it is working. Weird. Huh. Well, I mean, if you could see me on Facebook, let me know. But something's weird with the stream there. So if you're trying to find me on Facebook or whatever, stupid. Why am I saying shit? If you could see me right now, you're seeing me right now. Fuck. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I have no idea why it's not streaming. I was in at 9 minutes late instead of 10 minutes late. So fuck you guys. No, anyway, sorry. I apologize for being late. I'm trying to get some things figured out here. There's a lot of technical issues as we see this morning, but it's okay. I got a 2-hour version of my Tinker Stinker Power Hour going on today. I'm going to be doing. Facebook says it's expired, says Don. I know, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on. It's fucking weird. So, hey, get it out to your friends. If you know people out there that watch the show and they watch it on Facebook or whatever, just it doesn't matter how. Give them the link. Let them know, hey, come watch the show. He's got a 2-hour. He's gonna do a live benches and bumps. He's gonna do all kinds of crazy shit. He's awesome. Just let people know. I'm going to be sending the link out to a few more people so we can get some more people in, get some more questions going before we fully start here. So bear with me on that. Help me out if you want. Trying to figure out the technical issues that are going on with Facebook. I'm a one-man show, so give me a break. Let me try to figure out all the shit that's going on. It's crazy this morning. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's weird. Very weird morning on the interwebs. It's not making me all that happy. So bear with me just a moment while I try to figure out what's going on here. Get some more people into the show and we'll get started. So I apologize for the delay. Go ahead and put your questions down there in the comments or in the chat and I'll answer those. I'm going to start off. I'll answer some questions before I get started on everything else. That's usually how I do it. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so what I'm guessing is like Facebook must be on some weird time. Of course, Zuckerberg is on fucking Zuckerberg time, right? So it must be like a couple minutes ahead, and then like, oh no, you're late, even though I was only 9 minutes late, and then it won't stream if it's 10 minutes late. I don't fucking know. Let people know. All your Facebook friends, all of you out there, hashtag Tyrant Gang. All right, Tyrant Gang, I need your help. Okay, I want you to go, post this video up everywhere that you can right now on social media. Okay, let your friends know, let everybody know. Come see the show. I don't know what's going on with the technical difficulties in terms of Facebook, but just give them my YouTube link, and we'll get started here in just a second. Just figuring out a couple more things. Like I said, I'm gonna be sending that link out to a couple more people and making a couple notes here, of course, too. So yeah, sorry about that, folks. If you're just coming in, yeah, we had some technical issues going on Facebook, but we're trying to get that figured out real quick. If you have questions, put them in the comments. Put them in on the chat, and I'll get to those here shortly. We're just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. But anyway, I'm gonna move on here and get on. We gotta move on with the show, right? Anyway, give me just a second. Make a couple last second notes here. I was having some issues, and yeah, it's weird. Very weird morning, folks. But you know what? It's those weird mornings that if you can make them work, you can fucking it's like when you have a sick day and you're staying at home and it's like it sucks, but then for some reason like you're in bed and you're cuddled up and you're like, you know what, I'm actually feeling good. Like I needed a rest. I don't know. It's fucking nothing like that. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. Like, like I said, I'm a one-man show, scrambling to figure out why shit is going. Jay, boost. You're boosting it up, Jay. Thank you. Hey, share with everybody. That's on Facebook. Let everyone know, hey, something's fucked up on the Facebook feed. Come see it on the YouTube feed. We're gonna get started here in just a sec, I promise. And I'm gonna be getting the link out to more people as well. And we'll get things going. So I do apologize for the delay here. Give me just a moment while I go over a couple things. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't know. Fuck Facebook. Fuck Zuckerberg. Honestly, the guy's... can't stand him. Okay. Sorry, give me just a second. Making some quick notes that I didn't get to make because I was trying to figure out this fucking bullshit. So bear with me. Sorry about it, folks. I will be starting the true show here in just a second. And anyway, yeah, this sucks. And thank you for sticking around. Actually, I'm going to be answering some questions, but please get this out to your friends. Let them know there's a Facebook issue. Come see the YouTube version. I'm going to be sending the link out to a bunch more, people, and it's going to be fine. But it is what it is. What can I do? So let's. I'm going to make one last little thing here, and then we'll get started. All right. We got a couple things to do. We get started. We'll be good. We'll be good. So okay. And then, yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, I'm just making a couple notes. Like I said, I've been trying to fix this fucking issue with the face. I know you people are leaving. I apologize. So, cycle in, let everybody know, get the link out there. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. Of course, if you take a screenshot of it and send that to me, I'll give you an entry to win the Swift jersey. All right? You get entries to win this. I'll be talking more about that later. The signed Swift jersey. All right? December 26th is when I'm doing the drawing for it. So look out for that. All right? For this, well, on the whatever, I think that's Sunday. Yeah. The Sunday after Christmas is the Tigger Sticker. Yeah. Anyway, that's when I'll be doing it. So give me just one more moment here, folks. Okay. Sorry. I know this makes for great fucking programming, folks. I apologize. Okay. One last note, and then I am going to start the show. Apologize for the massive delays here, folks. Like I said, there's some weird glitches going on. Hopefully everything's coming in on the YouTube. In fact, I actually, you know what? Let me get something started here for you guys too. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's going on. Fucking crazy. Here, I'm gonna go with this. I tried this yesterday. It worked out pretty well. A little Christmas jazz in the background. It's kind of nice, right? Yeah. gives it the festivities a little more festive. All right, folks, we're gonna get started. So I apologize once again for all the delays. I'm gonna answer the questions. Put them down there in the comments, okay? Don, we're gonna start with you. Actually, before we start though, okay, we gotta start proper. It's my show. We gotta start things off properly here. So one last little note, because things are coming in, folks. I'm getting some news here, so I apologize. I'm just trying to make sure that I get everything out to you guys as best I can. Who do I have? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, isn't that classy? You know, it's better than filling with nothing when I'm trying to fucking figure out the hell's going on here. It's crazy. Yeah. Been a weird morning, folks. Sorry. Apologize once again, but we are going to move along in just a moment. The hell? It's all going to shit, folks. No, I'm just kidding. That's funny. Okay. All right. I'm just going to move on with this shit. Sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, worst opening to a show ever. But thank you guys for coming in. I am also going to be sending out the link to try to get more people to come in because the Facebook feed is not working. So, again, if you have friends on Facebook that you know watch the show, like the show, whatever, send the link to them to let them know, hey, Facebook feed's being weird. And we got to get more people on the show. We got to get more questions up in here. Give me some questions. I'll be answering. I know we got some, and I'm going to get to those. But I want to make sure we get a good amount of people up in here like we usually do. So I can, answer your question. I got a live benches and bumps coming, for fuck's sake, right? Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to be doing that more in a second. So let's start off the show proper. Okay, first of all, the morning pour. Good morning, everyone. I know it's early, especially here on the West Coast. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, and I'm about to fucking pour a beer. That's how I roll, okay? So, to be festive, of course, I'm going with Slayer. All right? The seasonal offering from Ninkasi, which is an Oregon brewery. So, I'm going local here for me. But I'm sure a lot of you have had Ninkasi and probably have had some Slayer. Maybe you guys have some right now. If you have it, if you've got Slayer, pour some with me. Enjoy, okay? Good shit. So here's to you all. Good luck, to everybody this week. All right, we're going to get started here. Nice and fresh. Put that over here. Also, got to start off proper with that too. Fire in the hole, ladies and gentlemen. The hell did I had a fucking lighter? I had two of them. There they are. I know. The show's gone off the rails. No, it's okay. Here we go. This is a little OG. Got some Bubba Kush. Yeah. You guys like this new piece I picked up? Yeah. Because I dropped the fucking old Mario one. It's fucked up. This one has a honeycomb what are they fucking, it's a honeycomb and a turbine, right? Yeah, so it's a turbine, so I call it Turb Ferguson. Anyway, doesn't matter, who cares? So let's just move on with the damn show, folks, because this is ridiculous. Alright, fuck Facebook. Let's just make this happen. Dawn, she's asking Murray or Alan this week. Oh, and good morning to you. Good morning to you as well, Don. Thank you so much. Murray or Allen this week. Okay, so Josh Allen was we didn't know whether or not he was going to be playing. We didn't know what was going on with him, how healthy he was earlier in the week. He's got a bad matchup against Carolina, but it is Josh Allen. And to be honest, it's hard to sit the guy if he's playing. He was removed from the final injury report on Friday. He was a full participant in practice, so his foot injury is behind him. Excuse me. So the question is really only the only real question there is then his matchup against the Panthers, who are only giving up the fourth fewest fantasy points to QB. So it's not a great matchup for him. And of course, that's a good problem to have if you got Kyler Murray there as well. But Kyler Murray's matchup is not all that great either. Now, you think Detroit, oh, well, they're, pushovers. Yeah, mostly on the ground. I think that Chase Edmonds is going to have a good game. I'll get to that later on. I think Kyler Murray could still have a good game. If I'm going between the two of them, it's really hard because I feel like they're both going to get right around 20 points. I'm going to give a slight lean to Josh Allen just because he can be consistent. He can do it when it needs to be done. Slight lean to Josh Allen, but go with your gut. It's kind of like a 51-49. So if you personally, Don, if you're feeling Kyler Murray, go with it. I ain't going to try to stop you. So I start the show and people leave. You guys stick around while I'm fucking around here doing nothing. And I start the show and you guys like, fuck this shit. I'm just fucking with you. Bring people in. This is ridiculous. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going with Josh Allen this week. Jay, Brown, Claypool, Jefferson, and why? Dude, okay, so people have asked this on here. I'm going to make this very clear. If I'm doing this on this show, if I'm doing a show and I'm fucking talking to you, and you ask me a question, I'm not just going to say a name and then just move on. I will tell you why. You don't have to ask me to tell you why. If we're talking on chat and you're not one of my Patreon members, yeah, I'm going to give you a one-word answer sometimes because I give my attention to my super freaks, my Patreon members. I give my attention to doing my show. I give attention to, whatever. A lot of times, if I have to answer like thousands of questions at once, yeah, I'm going to give you one-word answers. But I will never do that on my live shows. You don't have to ask. Thank you, though, Jay. And I'm going to answer you here. Brown, Claypool, Jefferson, or why? Not going with Brown because I know Tyler Huntley's starting and Bateman's his man. As far as Claypool goes, I actually think that he has a good matchup. Jefferson, are you talking about Van? You got to be talking about Van because there's no way you're talking about Justin. Because obviously, it's Justin. You're starting Justin. But Van Jefferson is interesting. Hey, let me know how the Jazz is. If I need to turn it up, I'll turn it up. If I need to turn it down, I'll turn it down. Right? He's been pretty good lately. Ever since since Woods went down, of course, he's been doing all right. OBJ is actually taking enough attention away from him to where he's getting passes and stuff too. He's getting sneaky in there. He's averaging over 15 fantasy points over the last 3 weeks. He's doing well. He's giving you low end wide receiver 2 numbers. There's no reason not to stick with it. You're going against Seattle. Yeah, they give the 10th fewest fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. But, I don't know. I think that a lot of that has to do with how they were playing earlier in the season. And now, with Russ cooking a little bit more, there's going to be a little bit more scoring back and forth. So, yeah, it's between Claypool and Jefferson, obviously. Now, the thing about Claypool is he does have a good matchup. I actually like his matchup this week against Tennessee. Tennessee is actually giving up the second most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. So, and yeah, I'm going to give the slight nod to Claypool. Okay. Slight nod to Claypool. OBJ's cleared. Cooper Kupp's going to do his Cooper Kupp thing, The matchup isn't as good as it normally would be. I think Claypool could bust out here. So slight nod to Claypool on that one, Mr. J Boost. Thank you for boosting me up. Sharing now. Everybody share now because for some reason there's some shit going on Facebook. The Facebook feed's all fucked up. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Well, I do have an idea. The idea is that for some reason Zuckerberg time is way, way, way ahead of regular time I started the show 8 minutes late. It's like if you're 10 minutes late, it won't start up. Well, I started at 8 minutes late. Sorry, guys. I had tons of shit going on. Anyway, so I don't know what the fuck happened. I apologize. Freeman, Penny, or Marshall? I mean, sorry, I fucking went into like 70s fucking sitcom shit with no Penny Marshall on you. Penny or Michelle? Henderson's the key there, so I think. And I think it's going to be a committee. I think Henderson's going to play. It's going to be a committee. So I'm not liking Sony Michelle all that much. Freeman, I like in general. I mean, it just depends. Freeman, I like from depending on the week, depending on the game, really. This week, though, against Green Bay, nah, they're not. They're pretty good against the run, giving them the 11th fewest fantasy points to running backs on the season. I'm not about it. But Rashad Penny is going to be hit and miss. He could go out in the first quarter. If you want to be safe, if you want to be like, I need some points, I can't risk that. Go with Freeman. But if you want to score, if you feel like you need, if you have a matchup and like maybe you're projected down this week, so you're projected that you're going to lose. Your opponent's projected more points or whatever, however you want to put it. I would go with Rashad Penny. I think in general, Rashad Penny, I give a little bit of a nod to just because, yeah, he could have a great game. Yeah, he could also get injured. But I don't want to, bet on that. So, Ashley, go with Rashad Penny this week, all right? There you go. Definitive answer. Is Thailand going to play? What? I'm missing something here. I have Osborne. Thielen. Gotcha. I have Osborne to flex, so I could go Henderson, but already have 2 Rams going in Stafford and OBJ. Yeah. I mean, like I just said, Henderson and Michelle are going to be in a timeshare, I think. So I like Osborne this week. I do. If Thielen's out. Now, I'm going to be talking about some injury updates here real quick, but I'll look this up for you real fast. Last I saw, we didn't know, but there could have been a recent update. I'm going to look at that here. There aren't any real true updates this morning on a lot of that shit, so I do apologize for that. And, okay, hold on. Adam Thielen. The problem is that you're thinking of Monday night, and he hasn't practiced at all this week, which makes him the game time decision. And that's what makes it really hard. But he hasn't practiced at all this week. That's a red flag. That's a red flag for him playing. So we haven't heard any news. I don't think we're going to hear it this morning. I think it's going to be a true game time decision. If he plays, he's going to go off, whoever's playing at that position. The thing is, Osborne could still do it. I think that in this kind of situation, it's tough. But from what we're hearing, there's going to be a committee going on for the Rams. I think Osborne still has value, even if Thielen plays. Because if Thielen plays, if he's that much of a game time decision, maybe he plays, maybe he's, limping a little bit, or maybe he comes off and Osborne has a chance to go off. You got to take the risk. You got to take the risk and go KJ Osborne this week. Okay? There you go. Nicholas Stafford, thanks for the help with not playing Stevenson last night. Pittman fudged me down. Hey, right? Hey, that's not my fault. I told you I'm not Nostradamus. If I said, I don't think you should start Pittman because he's going to get in a fucking fight, and it happened, I would be a billionaire. So, sorry, I got that wrong. I think Pittman would have had a great night had he not, gotten kicked out of the game. But you're welcome on the Stevenson call. I just saw it as being a thing. I don't know. The Colts are good against running backs. What can I say? All right, early morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you, Mr. Ibarra. Glad I benched Pittman and Bourne. Good call there, Josh. Good call. Because Pittman's an all right play, but nobody knew he was going to get kicked out of the game. So, Great jersey? Yeah, that's right. Super Joe, the real GOAT. The real GOAT. Go crazy. Jones or Freeman? I'm going to go crazy as fuck. No, I'm sorry, Foreman. Aaron Jones? What is going on? I've been getting a lot of these questions, and I boggled. I almost put him down in the benches and bumps almost as a joke, just to be like, hey, I'm getting questions about Aaron Jones, so I'm gonna put him on the bumps just because. Well, no, everyone's like, well, Baltimore is good against Ryan. I don't give a shit. I don't give a goddamn. It's Aaron fucking Jones. He could go up. Yeah, could he get a shit? Could he get 2 fantasy points like he did against the Rams? Yeah, that could happen. That can happen. But I'm not. As long as he's playing, I'm not sitting him. I'm sorry. Even against matchups that aren't supposed to be good, sometimes he fucking blows up. I can't. He's. I don't know. If you drafted him and you made it this far with him, if you're in the playoffs with him, start him up, dude. I'm just saying. And this is to everybody. It's not just you, Jay. Nothing against you. There's just a lot of people who've asked this. I got to go with Jones. Especially, Foreman will be fine, but give me Jones this week. Gesicki or Muth, that's a really good one, Richard. And I'm going to be talking about Gesicki here more in a little bit. He's been up and down. We've jokingly called him Mike Gesicki, right? But he's also had some good weeks. I think that with Waddle's going to be out. It's the Parker and Gesicki show. You got some issues with Gaskin and Brown, or not. Will Brown's coming in, and then Ahmed's coming in. You got too much going on, and the coaches are saying that they want to kind of go the high end approach. That they want to, that they're not necessarily going to go with one running back. That's what I've been hearing all week. So no matter what happened, now they're both activated. Both Ahmed and Gaskin are activated off of the COVID reserve. So they can both start. I think that they do. And I think that Brown mixes in. It's a mess as far as that goes. What does that have to do with this, you ask? Well, because I don't think they're going to do much of anything as far as that goes. They're going to be needing to throw. I think it's a good game for Tua. And he's going to be throwing to guys. He's going to be throwing to Parker, and he's going to be throwing to Mike Gesicki. Start Gesicki this week. Pat Freiermuth, he's been all right. He's been, pretty good, but he's got a bad matchup against Tennessee. I think that Big Ben's going to be throwing to Johnson and Claypool, and not as much Muth this week. All right, so I like Gesicki. There you go. Josh, I got it. I figured it out. Penny or Dylan, asks Ashley. A slight nod to Penny because he's starting, right? There you go. Trojan, Tyrant, bro. I'm playing in a damn divisional playoff and I need 2 running backs to start. Michelle, Dylan, Carter, Javante. Also have Edmonds, Sanders, and Wilson sitting on the waivers. Thanks for the help. I'm not big on Carter this week, and I'm going to get into why later on, so stick around. Java, I love, and I'll get into why a little bit later, so stick around. It's definitely Java. I think Michelle's going to be in a time split there. You could go Carter over Dylan. I actually think if you could pick up Edmonds, I'd go Edmonds. Well, wait, you said you got Miles. Well, I don't really like that matchup. I love Edmonds' matchup, especially with Connor being banged up. And I'm going to look up something. Give me just a moment because I want to make sure that I get this right for you. Miles Sanders, there's just like Howard's there. There's just so much going on. So many running backs to feed, and Washington is no slouch against running backs. So let me look up something real quick. I want to get some news on Carter. Reports that James Carter. Okay, so Connor's looking good to play. I think that they're going to hold him back a bit. And what I'm reading, the reports that I've been reading all morning basically are telling me that he's likely going to play, but they're going to hold him back a little bit. That he's not going to play as much. So basically, he's going to do what he was doing before because Edmonds is back, right? He's going to vulture the touchdowns. So if you want that, if you want 6 or 12 points, then do it. Go. Wait, no, I'm sorry. You don't have Carr. I like Edmonds though as getting passes out of the backfield. No D Hop. I think there's going to be some check down action going on. I think that it could be a good game for Edmonds. So if you can get Edmonds, get him in there. I'm otherwise start Dillon over Carter. JC from CT. Who's a better start today? Russ, Cousins, Fields. Cousins. And I'm going to get into why. In fact, I'm going to talk about all three of these guys later on. Stick around, JC. I got you. Aaron Jones. Yeah, I figured that. Do you think I really need to hold on to Madison? Says Don. Thinking grabbing OBJ and or Chase Edmonds. I've already got Connor. Are you a Cook owner? If you're a Cook owner, yeah, you got to hold on to Madison. Otherwise, no, you don't. I mean, even if you're a Cook owner, I don't know if you at this point really do. I would just in case, but yeah, I mean, if you already got Connor. I mean, it depends on what you need help at. If you need help at wide receiver, get OBJ. If you need the extra running back help, you can pick up Chase Edmonds. You can start both, and they've worked well together as a tandem, actually. So that's not a bad idea. Lester Jimenez, what's up? Henderson or Connor and PPR. Gosh, that's a tough one. I'm going to give a slight lean toward Connor just because, he can vulture those touchdowns. And Henderson's going to be in a split with Michelle. It's not a good matchup. So give me Connor on that one. Nick, Java Williams, or Jamar Chase in the flex, huh? Wow. It's hard to. You said, okay, hold on. Is that a P? I'm going to guess that's full PPR. If it's full PPR, I'm going Jamar Chase because I can't sit the guy. There's no other real reason. I just can't sit him. Java, I think, is going to have a fine game. So let me put it this way. I'm going to throw it out to you this way. If you're secure and comfortable in your game this week, if you think you got the win, if you think you just need to hold the fort, go with Java Williams because he's going to get points, that. But if you need a big, bold play that could get you, a big fucking week, I go with Jamar Chase. Much bigger chance of going off. The safer bet is Java Williams. The high upside is Jamar Chase. Whichever you think you need this week, go with that. All right. Richard Ibarra, McPherson, Boswell, or Zerline. Zerline. I'm not going to sit Greg the leg over anyone for the most. I mean, unless no, I told someone to start Nick Folk. Unfortunately, that shit happens. The guy's good. He had 5 fantasy points. Rough. Hey, sorry about that. But yeah, no, I think that Zerline's a good play. So anyway, there we go. If you got more questions, folks, put them down in there. But otherwise, we're going to start off here. I'm going to put a little bit of a pause on the jazz music. Yeah, because we're going to get into something, so with all the COVID shit going on, and I'm going to be trying to pimp out this show, get more people onto it while I'm doing this here. Okay, so with all the COVID shit going on and, they're moving around games and players not being able to play last second, I'm not going to sit here and rewrite a show over and over again. What's the point of that? So I made a decision this week that I wasn't going to do a benches and bumps simply because, it's pointless if the information becomes obsolete like a day later or an hour later or minutes later. It was fucking insane. I've had that. I'm like, forget it. So what I did is I had a show for you guys yesterday. I think, a lot of you were on it. So thank you for coming to see that last second, and went over things for the Saturday game, went over things for the games this week, and it's pretty good. So I said I would do a 2 hour Tinker Stinker Power Hour. So maybe I think a lot of people are probably don't even know about that. They're going to roll in here at the usual time, which is in 15 minutes or so. But anyway, so I'm still getting the link out to a lot of you. If you've got friends that are on Facebook that are in, that watch the show, or maybe they don't. They just watch fight. They're in the playoffs or whatever. Give them the link. Let them know I'm answering questions. I know what I'm doing. I've got the accolades to back up my info. So let's do it, folks. Here we go. Put your questions down there in the comments. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little live version of my Benches and Bumps show, which if you don't know, and I don't know why you don't know, but it's my start and sit segment. So that's what we're going to do right now. All right. Hopefully this is going to work this time, because for some reason it hadn't before. So here we go. And bumps, benches and bumps, benches and bumps. It did happen. That was cool. All right. That was fun. There we go. Live benches and bumps. There we go. It actually worked for once. Not as well as I wanted it to. Oh, hey, I got a last second ad in here. I also have Penny. Well, then there you go. It's Javante and Penny. That's my answer. Boom, right there. I talked about Penny earlier and why. Essentially, if you want to know exactly why, Rashad Penny, yeah, he could get injured, but I mean, look at what he did last week. You can't bet on that. You can't bet on a player getting injured. It's not something I'm doing. I ain't doing it. Hopefully, you ain't doing it either. Let's not bet on that. Let's go with what happens. Yeah, I mean, I know it's the Rams, but I think that I think you could have a sneaky good game there. I like Rashad Penny. All right. I just think that okay. All right. Without Lockett there, it's gonna, and DK's got a problem right now with Russ. I think Russ is going to be throwing elsewhere, and I'll be getting to that later on too. But I think they're going to be doing a lot of Penny action. I think that Rashad Penny showed last week. Hey, he knows what he's doing. He's here. He's been waiting to fucking get his chance and break out, and he did. So they're going to stick with him. I think they're going to feed the guy. I like it. All right, there you go. So let's go over the benches and bumps here. Then we're going to do my sleepers, my deep dive. Then I'm going to get into the streaming defenses and kickers, okay? So we got all that happening on the show. If you have questions, put them down there in the comments, in the on the chat, whatever, and we'll take care of you. That's what we do on the show. I take care of you. I don't know who we is. I got a mouse in my pocket. The fuck. Anyway, I don't, by the way. So my running back bump of the week this week is James Robinson. I know it's been rough for J-Rob. Hasn't been. Well, a big development happened this week, as we all know. Urban Meyer got the shit can. Bevel's in as coach. He's the offensive coordinator. The guy's been saying all week that he's going to be feeding J-Rob. And J-Rob's chomping at the bit to get going. In fact, it was quoted that not starting J-Rob, not feeding him the ball, was one of the reasons that Shad Khan, I got that all fucked up. One of the reasons Shad Khan fucking kicked Urban Meyer to the curb, because here's the deal. Urban Meyer is the coaching as Oscar Meyer is the hot dogs. Just bland, tasteless, and complete garbage. All right, we're going elsewhere, and the Jags are going elsewhere. And I think that they're going to be going back to their bread and butter. They're going back to what helped them out, what helps them out best. And against Houston, the Texans, who are giving up the sixth most fantasy points to opposing running backs. I think that this could be a big bounce back week for J-Rob. Now, I ain't starting him in the next two games because he's got really bad matchups against the Jets and the Patriots. Now, you might still start him, in a flex position. But in this game, I want him full force, RB2 action. Excuse me. You're going to start him. Give James Robinson the bump up this week. Fuck Urban Meyer. Anyway, so there you go on that. Another running back I'm liking this week is Chase Edmonds. I think my little baby boy is coming back. He's back this week, folks. And yeah, usually I'm like, when a running back comes back from injury, I hold up. I'm going to turn the Christmas jazz back on. What happened there? Bring that shit back. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I like Chase Edmonds. Like I said, usually I give you, if you come back from injury, I'm giving you like 2 weeks. But I think that Chase Edmonds has been out long enough. I think that he's clear to play, of course. Connor is banged up. And I don't know. I think that he's a flex play this week, Chase Edmonds is. I think so. I don't know if I'm starting him quite as the RB2 level, but as a flex play, I love him this week. And the reason why is because D-Hop is out. We're going to see a little more of the check down action, and Chase Edmonds is going to be catching passes. So in PPR especially, I think that Chase Edmonds is a good start this week. And, on top of that, like I said, it's a good matchup against the purring pussycats of the Motor City, giving up the fourth most fantasy points to running backs. Yeah, I know Connor is going to fucking vulture the touchdowns. We know that's going to happen. The fucking vulture. I wish I had like a vulture button I could just push and make vulture. What noise does a vulture make? I don't even know. Whatever. The point is, dude's a vulture. But Chase Edmonds still gets work. A lot of people are like, oh, he wasn't getting touchdowns. Yeah, well, he's still getting 14, 12, 14, 17 points without that shit. Some other good weeks, 15 points against the Packers. Not getting, he got a touchdown in that one. But in some of the games that he wasn't getting touchdowns, he was still getting, like I said, 14, 12, 14, 17, 10 points. Getting double-digit fantasy points in a lot of games. He still is what he is. I think he's going to get, 13 to 15 fantasy points in this one, and that's good for a flex, giving him the start. I also like both Java and Gordon this week. Java and Gordon. I don't know why, but I think Gordon, fish sticks, with fish sticks and coffee. Gross. What a bad combination. But I do like Java Williams and Melvin Gordon as a combination. All right? So, either way, if you have them both, start them both. But I'm serious. Usually I would advise against that. But I just think that this week, it's a good idea. The two have just been going off the charts. Javonte Williams, we all knew this was happening. We all knew this was coming eventually. And boom, last 3 weeks in a row, he's over 20 fantasy points. Just averaging, I think almost 25 fantasy points over the last 3 weeks. Dude is on fire. Cincinnati's given up the 12th most fantasy points to opposing running backs, so they're not going to be a problem. They're not going to get in his way. They're not going to get in Gordon's way either. And Gordon's been playing just as well when he's playing. Goes away, comes back, gets 24 carries and over 23 fantasy points. That's the damn offense. That's all they're doing, and I'll get into more of that too later. That's all the damn Broncos are doing, running the ball, and it's working. Well, kind of. It's working for fantasy, so start them up. Okay? As far as the benches go for running backs, I was just talking about Michael Carter. Now, we've been waiting, we've been chomping at the bit to get Carter back in because he was showing that he was like a superstar. We know he's going to be a superstar. The problem is two things. One, turn this down a little bit. One, He's facing off against Miami Dolphins, who are giving up the ninth fewest fantasy points to opposing running backs. They're really good against the run. The defense is great against the run. They're not having a lot of the issues a lot of other teams are having with their defense is fine. Their defense is healthy. They're good. A lot of not everybody, but they're enough to where they're gonna be stopping the run. It's in Miami. It's gonna be grinded out, but I don't think there's gonna be a lot going on. I think Michael Carter. I just worry about Zach Wilson. If anyone else was quarterbacking, I'd say Michael Carter could be a start, even in a bad matchup. But if you look at what he did, now I know that starting off, of course, he's a rookie. He needed to get used to the offense, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a little bit skewed. However, when he was in there with Zach Wilson, wasn't so good. Once Zach Wilson is out, boom, guy goes off. I just worry about it. So if you have other options, you might want to start them and leave Michael Carter on your bench. Yeah. Also, Mike Davis. Yeah. Where the fuck did this come from? Out of all year, people have been like, fuck, when am I starting Mike Davis? What's going on with Mike Davis? Why isn't Mike Davis doing anything? Why has he been barely startable? And not even startable for a lot of the season. And all of a sudden now, oh, okay. So he's playing. We're going to continue to start him, right? Going up against San Francisco, right? Mike Davis revenge game, right? Wrong. Yeah, I know San Francisco hasn't been all the best against running backs, but I just don't trust this. I think that, the Falcons are going to continue to go with Cordero Patterson. And Mike Davis, I just can't trust. Could he have a good game? Sure, he could have a good game. And if he does have a good game here, I'm telling you, if he has a good game here, I'll start trusting him. I just don't trust him yet. Okay, a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm going to start Mike Davis over James Robinson. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you're still sitting Mike Davis until I want to see it one more time. If I see it one more time, then I become a believer. Otherwise, I'm not believing in Mike Davis. All right? I got a bust alert on Myles Gaskin. Yeah, on paper, looks like a good matchup. But the problem is he's just coming off of COVID reserve. And while I don't think that's going to affect him so much as what the coaches have been saying all week, Brian Flores says that they're going to use a committee back, situation going on between him and Ahmed. And plus you got Brown coming in. You got a three-headed attack there in Miami. And even though the matchup isn't bad, it isn't. I just don't like it. I don't like it this week with, that going on. The Jets, like I said, they're giving up the most fantasy points to running backs. So you think, of course, I'm going to start Gaskin. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, he did fine against the Jets last time he faced them. But it's just a different ballgame. I'm worried about it. I'm not saying that you sit him necessarily, but if you have other options that you could use, I might go with those this week because I'm worried about the usage with Gaskin. Now, that could be all coach speaking lies, and if it is, whatever. Like I said, you're not necessarily sitting Myles Gaskin, but I am tempering my expectations. So if you're trying to choose between Gaskin and someone else who has a good matchup, you might go that route, depending on who it is. And if you want to know exactly, if I've sparked questions in your mind, you're like, wait, I was going to fucking start Gaskin, no problem. Now I'm worried. Ask me, okay? Like I said, don't just sit someone just because I said, well, they might have a no. All right? That's what the bust alert is. It's like they could bust. It doesn't mean I'm sitting them, but they could bust. So, that's what I'm thinking of Myles Gaskin this week. Wide receivers. Welcome those of you who come in. Put your questions down there in the comments and everything else. And I will get to them as soon as possible. But I'm going to get through a couple of things here. I'm going to get through my benches and bumps before I answer any more questions. So stick around. Plus, my benches and bumps might even answer your questions. Anyway, let's move on to the wide receivers. We got the running backs anyway. I'm going to go over sleepers later on. But, we're going to go on to wide receivers. And my wide receiver bump of the week goes to Mr. Brandon Ayuk. At the beginning of this season, everyone was fucking apeshit over this guy. And I was saying, hey, I think he's going to be fine. But Deebo Samuel is the guy. Yeah, he has been. I was right about that. But Brandon Ayuk was like, he fell off the face of the fucking earth. What the hell happened? Brandon Ayuk spent more time in the doghouse than a dog. That's a bad joke. That sucked. Sorry about that. That was terrible. I should have come up with something better there. But anyway, no, he was. Shanahan was pissed off at him. He also had a hammy injury that he was dealing with. So a lot of things going on there for Ayuk. But since he's been back in the mix, he's been doing really well, especially since we're having running back issues for the 49ers, and Eli Mitchell is out. So everyone's like, well, what about Jeff Wilson? Oh, yeah, that's right. Jeff Wilson ain't done shit. You know who it's been? It's been Deebo. Been Deebo Samuel doing the work as a running back. And he's been catching passes too. He's been great. Deebo Samuel has been a fucking gem this season, as I fucking called it, folks. Telling you, if you just join up with me this season, just wait till next season. I'll help you draft the team of your dreams. Okay? I know what I'm doing there. So here's the deal. I think that Deebo Samuel's going to be doing a lot of the running, and a lot of the pass work's going to go, of course, to Kittle, and more to Ayuk. And I like what Brandon Ayuk's been doing. I like his matchup this week. See, I told you, it's 8:30. This is when the usual time is for the Tinker Stinker. You got more people piling in. They didn't know I started an hour ago, even though I announced it. It's okay. That's all right. I'm doing a live version of Benches and Bumps, folks. And I'll get to your questions, too. So put your questions down there in the comments. Come on in. Join in, and I want to help you crush your league and win your fucking playoffs. Let's do it. Brandon Ayuk, I like starting up this week. Going up against Atlanta, who's been giving up the fourth most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Love it. Love Brandon Ayuk this week with Deebo playing the running back role. Okay? Ayuk's going to be wide receiver 1. So I'm liking it. Jimmy G, hey, I've never been really up on the guy, but he's been all right. No, yeah, he'll overthrow the guys too, but he's been okay. He's kept the wide receivers fantasy relevant. He's kept George Kittle up there competing with Kelsey as the tight end 1 in the league. So I got to give props to him. Props, Jimmy G. I never thought I'd do that. I'm not a big fan. Next year will be Trey Lance, but whatever. So, anyway, Brandon Ayuk, give him the bump this week. I also like all 3 of the Cowboys' top wide receivers. That's Lamb, Cooper, and Gallup. Hey, you know how I have the 3 Ramigos? Right. You got Cooper Kupp, you got OBJ, and you got Van Jefferson, the 3 Ramigos, right? Yeah. So with Lamb, Cooper, and Gallup, I call them the 3 Cowboy Arrows. Yeah, that's right. Did all of you forget about that movie, that Disney movie with like Donald Duck and a couple like foreign birds, right? The 3 Caballeros. Does anyone remember that shit? If you do, put it in the comments. Give me props for that reference. The 3 Cowboy Arrows. That's right. You had the 3 Ramigos. Now we got the 3 Cowboy Arrows. I'm telling you, you're starting these guys every week. Since Gallup's been back, he's been doing great. All right? Cooper, you're not sitting. Lamb, you're not sitting. Any given week, these guys can go off. Dak's got this team running like a well-oiled machine. I think Zeke even has a better game this week. Schultz is the odd man out, and I'll get to that later on. But you're starting, if you've got him, if you got 2 of these guys, start them both. Unless you have better matchups. Start them both. It's going, for me, it's Lamb, Cooper, Gallup in that order, but you're starting all of them. Love him this week. Another wide receiver I like is Darnell Mooney. All right. Hey, I know. I called it. I said that he was going to be good last week, and he was. And he had the shits. He was the complete shits. But I'm telling you, this week, you start up Mooney, we're all going to be farting through silk. Okay? I think it is a good play. You put him in DFS, win that cash. All right? We're going to be making the money. We're going to be doing good. Money, Mooney. Mooney is money. I know, like I said, last week wasn't as good, but he's still Fields' guy. Allen Robinson is out on COVID. I know it hasn't mattered anyway. But I think against Minnesota, who's given up the most fantasy points to wide receivers this season, it's so hard to sit Mooney. He's going to have a good game. He put together some pretty good games this season, especially with Fields as quarterback. I think this week is a sneaky good game for him and for Fields. I'll get to that too later. Darnell Mooney, don't give up on him. Put him in your flex this week. All right, give him the bump. I like him this week. All right. As far as my benches for wide receivers, it's been an up and down season for DJ Moore. Same as last season, right? Now, last season, the problem seemed to be Robbie Anderson. This season, the problem seems to be whoever's playing quarterback, which might have been kind of the problem last season, too. He's had a tumultuous season. Now, he's put together 3 good games in a row. Cam Newton likes him. Good, wonderful, great, grand, terrific. The problem is they're going up against Buffalo, who's given up the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. They're one of the best defenses in the league. They're going to keep that game real low scoring, I think. I don't see it happening. Moore is barely a start this week. He's expected to play, but he's going to be banged up with that hamstring. I think, this could be a sneaky game for Anderson. This could be something where they're going to be doing a lot more rushing with Chuba. So I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. I don't like DJ Moore in this matchup this week. I really don't. I think with Cam Newton's been hit and miss too. He's been struggling. Yeah, I'm not liking Moore this week. Now, of course, if you have to start him, you have to start him. That's life. But if you have other options, start them up and put DJ Moore on the bench. Yeah. Also, I'm sitting all the Denver wide receivers for no other reason other than the fact that the Denver Broncos wide receivers. Teddy Bridgewater ain't doing shit with them. There's too many mouths to feed. They've got 3 of them plus Fant. They're not playing. He's not even throwing. They don't need to. They got defense. They got the running backs. They've been doing fine with that. Somewhat. Like I said before, in fantasy at least. In reality, they're still doing all right. I mean, they're in the hunt, okay? But yeah, sticking with the run. Since they've been sticking with the run, they've been better. In fact, since they turned over to like a run-centric game, okay, they have won 4 out of the last 6. Hey, gotta stick with what's working, right? Java's got a bunch of points in all the games. We got like I said, he was over 20 fantasy points last 3 games. Gordon's always getting in there, getting his stuff. I just feel like it's going to be all about the running and not about the passing. Is it going to be Sutton? Is it going to be Patrick? Is it going to be Judy? If all of them, I'm starting Judy. Judy maybe in your flex, but that's it. Otherwise, I ain't starting any of them. If you have other matchups, or if you have other wide receivers with at least decent matchups, even if you have Judy, I ain't sitting them. I ain't starting them. Okay? I'm starting pretty much 30. There's 30 wide receivers at least that I like over all 3 of these guys. So you're sitting all 3 of them on your bench. Yeah. Denver Broncos wide receivers on the bench. Bust alert. Hey, I do the Wentz and Wentz thing, but as far as wide receivers goes, I was thinking Terry or Scary, right? Well, I'm going to say it's Scary McLaurin this week because I'm scared of starting him We don't even know who the damn starting quarterback, is right now. Do we? Do we? Do we know yet? I haven't gotten any updates on it. I haven't gotten any updates. Who's the starting quarterback for the damn Washington team? Do we? I'm gonna look real quick. Give me a second. I'm looking. I'm trying to find. Ravens cornerback Jimmy Smith tested positive this morning for COVID. He's out. So, just so much going on. Pollard's healthy. Pollard's back up to healthy. Ertz is up to healthy, so we love that. Sterling Shepard's active. Okay. Let's see. I haven't received any updates on who the Washington quarterback is. So I'm not, regardless of who it is, it's like going to be some third stringer, right? So I cannot start Terry McLaurin, even with Heineke in there. He's had tough games. It's supposed to be a good matchup on paper, but I have a hard time. I think that inexperienced quarterback, whoever it is, it's like Tecmo Bowl. It's just gonna say Washington quarterback. Whoever's Washington quarterback this week, I think they're gonna be checking down a lot more to the tight end. And I like RSJ. I'll get into that a little bit later too. Okay, but otherwise, I'm worried about McLaurin. So there you go. Let's move on to quarterbacks. My quarterback bump of the week is Taysom Hill. I'm doing it again. I'm going to the well again 3 times in a row. You know why? Because it works. Okay? Like one of my favorite bands, KMFDM, says, if the shit works so well, why fuck with it? That's right. Why fuck with it, all right? Taysom Hill, 24 fantasy points. 24 fantasy points. I called it 2 weeks in a row. This week, I'm going to say he's going to get 25 fantasy points. Oh, shit. Bold move. But you know what? He's got a little bit better matchup this week, doesn't he? It's a little bit better, ain't it? Tampa Bay, yeah, they're good against the run, but against the pass, they ain't shit. I had someone ask me if they should sit Kamara. I'm like, no, you're not sitting Kamara. You're against Tampa Bay. I don't give a shit. But you're definitely going to start Taysom Hill. Dude's been on fire. Tampa Bay's given up the 4th most fantasy points to quarterbacks. They can be had through the air. Now, that's not necessarily how Taysom Hill handles his game, but he still throws. He throws touchdowns. All right, he runs on the ground. He can get you a mediocre running back game and a mediocre quarterback game combined, and that equals start his ass up. Give him the bump this week. All right, Kirk Cousins I like as well. Captain Kirk. I was one of the only fantasy analysts who called him as being a top 10 quarterback this season. That's what I'm saying. If you just started up with me, if you just started watching me this season, just wait till next season because you will see. For the draft, I will be your golden god. Yeah, I'm like fucking Dennis from Always Sunny. I'm the golden god. My wrath will come down like 1,000 waves. Anyway, whatever. Whatever the line is, don't fucking correct me if you know. But anyway, I think that against Chicago, who's given up the 5th most fantasy points to the quarterbacks, I think that Kirk Cousins, divisional matchup, I like it, even on the road. Road Cousins has been just as good as if not better than home Cousins. I'm not... in fact, on the year, he's got a better, a higher average on the road than he has at home. I like Kirk Cousins. I like him a lot. I'd like to have him come over to my house. I'd like to have dinner with the guy. I'd be like, hey, Kirk, you're not my cousin, but you like my cousin. That's stupid. Why am I talking about this? That's fucking dumb. You like that? No, I don't. But what I do like is Kirk Cousins this week. Starting off against Chicago, whoever's going to be catching balls from, it's going to be Jeffy. You know that if Thielen's out, it's going to be Osborne. All right? I don't think so much about Conklin. I'll get into that later on. Dalvin Cook is going to do Dalvin Cook things, and it's going to allow Cousins to do Kirk Cousins things. Captain Kirk, start him up this week. Give him the bump. All right? I like Tua. I like his matchup against the Jets. Yeah. At the beginning of the season, the Jets weren't giving up a lot to the quarterback. But as the season's progressed, that's those stats have kind of regressed back to normal. And right now, the Jets are giving up the eighth most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Now, earlier on in the season, a few weeks ago, against the Jets, he put up 18 fantasy points. That's respectable on the road. But at home, I think with home cooking, he's going to do a little bit better. I like Tua this week as a start. Now, I'm not starting him over, your stud quarterbacks. I'm not starting over Allen, even if he's not got the greatest matchup. I don't care. I'm not starting him over Dak or weird shit like that, right? But if you're in a 2-quarterback league, I think he's a good start this week and sneaky in DFS as well. Give him a bump if you can. Don't just force it, but if you can. All right? At Cube now, we're getting to the benches. I wish what if I had different music for the benches, like weird, like I switch it over to metal Christmas music. See, if I had some guy with buttons and shit, like a production dude, if it wasn't just me, I would do shit like that. Hey, eventually it will be more than just me. And if you do things like donate, and you get entries to win the stitched DeAndre Swift jersey. But if you donate, you not only get that, but you help me out. And half of donations this month go to help the Dornbecker Children's Hospital. Hey, you help me, you help them. And if you can help me, then eventually maybe I can hire a crew. Maybe I'll become the biggest fantasy football analyst you've ever seen. Could you imagine this show where I'm, talking shit and cracking jokes and doing breakfast in bed and shit like that on a national stage, putting those guys with just the big ass microphones up. Oh, well, I think maybe you should start him because, it sounds like fucking put you to sleep, Put all them shits to shame. Make this show big. Let's do it together, all right? What's the point? Why was I doing that? I don't care. Help me out. I don't give a shit. We're moving on to the benches, okay? And Joe Burrow. Love him. Love me some Joe Burrow. The guy's a prince. Problem is, he's susceptible to bad matchups. This week he's got the Denver Broncos. And in good matchups, he plays well. In bad matchups, he's not as good. He's predictable. I've been saying it all year, and I've been right. Okay? This week, I'm predicting a down week on Joe Burrow. The Denver Broncos are giving up the fifth least fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. I think that with, Joe Burrow can get it done anytime. I think that Jamar Chase still has a decent game. I think Higgins still has a decent game. Not so much sure about Boyd or Uzama, okay? I think Joe Burrow is, they're going to be going with the running game. They're going to be, it's going to be a slogfest. It's going to be low scoring. I don't see, the orange on orange action. I'm not seeing it being a crush. And I'm seeing it be just a kind of a slogfest. So I'm down on Burrow this week. If you have other options, if you don't have other options, he's not going to be. I mean, he might get you 15 points. But I'm not going to start that in the playoffs. Not when you can stream other guys like the guys I was mentioning before. So I'm telling you, if you can get one of those guys, or you have other options, you might start them and leave Joe Burrow on your bench. Yeah. Who else they got going on the bench this week? Wow. What the fuck did I write there? Cam Newton. Yeah. Cam fucking Newton. The dude has just not, hold on a second. Yeah. He's not been consistent this year. He's not been consistent. And he had one great game. Other than that, he's not done shit. The dude, he thinks he's Superman, but apparently playing quarterbacks is kryptonite. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, he had that one good game. And he came back. I was like, yeah, everyone, I'm starting for the Panthers again. Let's have a great game, and let's shit the bed the rest of the season. And then this time against Buffalo, the Bills, yeah, I'm not liking it. The Bills are giving up the fewest fantasy points to quarterbacks. And with Cam Newton playing like shit, I just think that's a bad combination. Leave Cam Newton on your bench. That's all you need to know. People weren't even asking about him, okay? Yeah, hold on. My bust alert this week is Russ Wilson. Now, he's been cooking a little bit more lately, so we've been liking him. However, his main guy this season's been Lockett. Lockett's out with COVID. All right. That might not be so bad. He's still got DK, right? Yeah. Yeah. There's been an issue there. I don't know what it is. He does like Gerald Everett. I'll get into that later. He likes Freddie Swain. I'll get into that later. Okay. But Russ, I don't know. He's going up against the Rams, giving up the seventh fewest fantasy points to quarterbacks. It's not a good matchup for him. He's just starting to cook. I think that he turns the heat down a little bit. Excuse me, lets things simmer, and then he'll heat it back up next week against Chicago. So this week, I'm leaving the cook on the bench. Yeah. No cooking with Wilson. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, he's not so much on your bench. If you have to start him, you have to start him, but he's a bust alert as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter. The guy could bust. He's like an extra bench at that point. So let's move on to tight ends. And then we'll go on and on with the other things we got. And I'm going to take a pause to answer questions after I get through tight ends. So if you've got questions, put them down there in the comments, and I'll answer them. There's a lot of questions we've got going on here, and I'm going to get to them, I promise. But give me a second, and we'll get to the tight ends. Here we go. My tight end bump of the week is Mike Gesicki. I know, Mr. Mike Gesicki, Mike Gesicki. What's going on? Hey, other than those two goose egg games, I know it's funny. We like them, but other than that, he's been pretty solid. Not every game. He's put up some duds here and there. Like I said, there's two 0-point games. He had a 4.7-point game a couple weeks ago. But other than that, he's been consistently scoring right around 10 or more fantasy points every week. This week, he's got the Jets. Jets are giving up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends, And on top of that, who else are they going to throw to? Parker? Yeah. Parker's going to get some. There's no Waddle. There's no Fuller. Mac Hollins might get some. Albert Wilson might get a little. But as far as a tight end red zone threat goes, Mike Gesicki is there. That 1 week, a couple weeks ago, he had 7 targets. And 3 of them in the end zone. Scored 0 fantasy points, yeah. But he was still targeted in the end zone. Okay, so even on bad week, he's getting the targets. Those kind of weeks aren't going to happen very often. Okay, I like him in the end zone. I like him all over the field in this game. This is going to be a big game for him. I think he gets at least 15 fantasy points here. So you're putting Mike Gesicki in. You're giving him the bump this week. I also like Gerald Everett. I think that, like I said, Russ Wilson is not necessarily going to cook, but someone's got to get something. I like Gerald Everett to get like 3 catches for like 41 yards and a touchdown. And in PPR, that's 13 points. I'll take it. At the tight end position, especially if you are in like a 2 tight end league or a tight end premium league, he's definitely worth using this week. I think he could be one of the top receiving options for the Seahawks this week. DK Metcalf and Russ Wilson. There's something going on there. We keep thinking that Metcalf's gonna, this is gonna be his week, and everyone's thinking, is this gonna be his week because Lockett's out? Could be, but he hasn't shown. I don't know. There's something going on. They're not telling us. All right. I've been suspicious about this for weeks, and I'm telling you again. I don't know. So look for other options for Seattle. Look at Gerald Everett. Okay, he could be someone that you're starting up this week at tight end. If you got him and you're low on tight end options, you're riddled with tight end injuries. Maybe you're like someone, you had Waller and you had Logan Thomas. They're both out for you. Well, shit. Yeah, Gerald Everett. Good start this week. As far as the benches for tight ends goes, yeah, it's low hanging fruit. But Kyle Pitts, he's been the Pitts. Yeah, I know. Oh, you Kyle Pitts owners like that. It ain't funny. You're right. It hasn't been funny. I do think Kyle Pitts ends up being a superstar in this league. I don't know why everybody was thinking, hey, he's going to be a superstar in this league. So he's going to be a top 5 tight end in fantasy in his rookie season, right? No. Why did everyone think that? I was the only person that was like, I don't know about that. Because he's a rookie. He still has to learn to acclimate to the NFL, to acclimate to his team's offense. Okay? I think it's going to be a breakout star next year. This year, not so much. And against San Francisco, we're giving him the 3rd fewest fantasy points of tight ends. He's not a start for me this week. All right? Put him on your bench. I also, Tyler Conklin. He's been another breakout tight end this year with Irv Smith going down, who we thought was going to be big. And Irv Smith is a guy who's going to be huge next season. I don't know. They might have to trade Tyler Conklin. He can play. However, this week, I don't think it's going to be a good game for the Conk. I think that Thielen could be coming back. So we could be seeing a 3-headed monster, a wide receiver. That's going to mean less for Conklin. Okay, Conklin's been playing well in good matchups and bad in bad matchups. He's predictable. And this game against the Bears, we're giving up the 7th fewest fantasy points to tight ends. It's a bad matchup. Simple as that. So Tyler Conk ain't the Gronk, so keep him on your bench. So there you go. That's it for my benches and bumps. I'm going to be getting to sleepers and deep dives a little bit later, okay? So now we're going to take a break from the regular part of the show. We got a little over a half hour left to go. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to take some questions from y'all. Where did we leave off? We left off right here. Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Ty, she says. And I say, hey, Michelle. So there you go. If you got a question, put it down there. Matt, what's up, my man? One of my all-time super freaks, my all-time superstar super freaks. If I had a super freak Hall of Fame, you'd be a first ballot. No doubt about it, Matt. Thank you so much for all your support the last couple years. He says, what's up? Cheers and 420. Hey, for you, man. This is for you, Matt. For being my most loyal super freak of all time. I'm going to give you, this is for you. Little good luck on this hit, too. Take this one. There you go. Now, he says he's got D. Parker, but he also's got Monty, Henderson, Wilson. Thoughts? I like Monty. But if the question then becomes Monty versus Parker, I'm pretty sure this is PPR. Not that necessarily makes a difference. Hold on. There's some shit going on here. Give me a minute. I don't know what. There's people that know that they have a show right now and they're sending me questions. Like, come on the show. What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, I mean, I like Parker this week because there's no one else. It's just Parker and Gesicki. That's all that Tua has to throw to. It's a good matchup for him. I think that Parker, I think Parker could be big this week. But at the same time, I don't know, they could be doing a lot more check down work. But on the other hand, there's no one else to throw to there. So I do like Parker, but Monty this week. Dude, when Montgomery has a good game, he has a good game. Last week, negative game script made it a little bit harder, okay? I think we see a better game this week from the Bears in general. I think we see a better week from Fields. And a better week from Fields is going to be a better week from Montgomery. Even in a bad week last week, he still scored 14 fantasy points. I think that's a solid play. Minnesota's given up the 11th most points to the running backs. Okay, I like Monty this week. Start him up. He's a solid play. For me, it's almost 50-50 between him and Parker. But if you need the safe bet, if you need the fantasy points, the for sure points, you're going with Monty. You're not taking the risk on Parker. If you feel like you need to take a risk, if you're like, I'm fucking down, Tyrant, I'm down this week, I need a big play, all right, go with Parker. Otherwise, stick with the solid man and go Monty. There you go, Matt. Jay Boost. Knox or Pitts. Knox. Hard Knocks. Love him. Been a big fan of him since the preseason. I was telling everyone, like, hey, I saw some sparks from this kid last year, and I've been noticing in the offseason that Josh Allen and Dawson Knox have been buddy-buddy. He's going to be a sleeper tight end this season, and look what happened. Like I told you many times before, if you just hook it up with me this season, wait until next season when I help you draft the greatest team you've ever drafted. All right? Love Knox this week. Love them all in general. Edmonds or Penny? Edmonds for me. Penny, a lot of mouths to feed there. I don't like the matchup against the Rams. You know, he could get injured early on. I don't like to bank on that, but Penny is made of glass. You wish he was made of copper like an actual penny. Then he wouldn't fall fucking apart all the time. But that's not the case. Edmonds, my little baby boy, Chase Edmonds, love him, love him, love him. He's not getting all the work that he should, but we've been talking about it on other shows, and maybe he is one of those guys that does his best work in the committee. It's possible. And with Connor coming back, he could be doing great. He's going to be the one. He's going to be the pass catching back, getting the catches out of the backfield. No D-hop. We're going to see a lot more of that, a lot more screen action. I do like me some Chase Edmonds this week. Give me Edmonds over Penny. Thanks, Ashley. Mr. Richard Ibarra, Ayuk or Parker. Brandon Ayuk this week for me. I think with Debo playing the running back role a lot more, that opens up Ayuk as a wide receiver 1. Now, Parker, of course, like I said, he's speaking of wide receiver 1, he's the one is the loneliest number. Hey, we could actually see some Matt Hollins. We could see some Burt and Albert Wilson, little Burt alert. Woo, woo, Burt alert, right? But I think it's going to be Mike Gesicki. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think Parker will probably get about 15 fantasy points this week. I really do. I think he's going to be fine. But I think that Ayuk could, potentially get 20 plus. So, the high upside and about a similar floor. I'd say they have a similar floor that Ayuk has a higher upside. So there you go. Slight lean toward Ayuk this week. Cass, big Cass. Hey, Matt's out, dude. Well, not out, but he's gonna lose the belt this year. Are you the one to take it, Big Cass? Hey, wouldn't that be great? First year hanging with this guy, and you're winning the belt. Tells you a little something, doesn't it? Thank you so much for being a super freak. And to answer your question, Thielen, I don't know. I don't know if he's starting. If he's starting, you're starting him. If he's not, you don't. I mean, that's as simple as that. We're gonna get into the injury report here in a little bit. Usually that happens about 9:15. I get a big flood of injury information in. So we got about 12 minutes till that happens, and we'll definitely get there, all right? Nick, what about Bradbury shadowing Amari Cooper? Bradbury hasn't been shit this season. I mean, look what the Giants have done. Nothing against the wide receivers. Bradbury has not been the shadow corner that he's been, okay? He hasn't really even been shadowing as much. I don't worry about it. I really don't. I mean, besides which, there's too much going on. I mean, he's going to be moving around. First of all, second of all, he has not been what he has been. So no, I'm not all about him. Let me look at something real quick just to give you some a frame of reference. First of all, the Giants giving up the seventh most fantasy points of wide receivers, so they're bleeding at that position. Amari Cooper put up 15 fantasy points against Bradbury in Week 5. 6 targets, 3 catches for 60 yards, a touchdown. It's not one of his greatest games, but like I said, as a wide receiver too, I like Cooper. I do. Don Thompson looks like Schumacher for Washington. Yeah. Even more reason to leave Terry out. Not liking what's going on there this week. Cass, Goddard, or Schultz, Goddard, 100% Goddard. I think that Goddard is he's like the main guy. I mean, even over Devontae Smith, as far as a pass catcher goes for Philly. So give me Goddard. And Schultz, he's the odd man out or the even man out because 3's an odd number. Then he's the 4th guy, so he's the even man out. That doesn't make any sense, but you get what I'm saying. So there you go. I'm off of Schultz. And then we got Chase, Jefferson, Brown. Give me Jamar Chase. You're not sitting him. You're not sitting Jamar Chase, man. You're in the playoffs, dude. You have a chance to win. Excuse me. You have a chance to win a championship. Jamar Chase helped you get here. No reason you're sitting him. Not over those guys. Ryan Dempsey, good to see you again. Good to see you again, Ryan. What's up, man? Half-point PPR, Zeke or Patterson. Wow. That's a good problem to have, isn't it? If you're trying to decide between those guys, obviously you are where you are. Now, my guess is that you took Zeke before Patterson. You may have taken Patterson off of the waiver wire, and he's been the guy to help you out. Yeah. Now, I think that's a good thing. And San Francisco's given up, the 14th most fantasy points. They're middling against running backs. But Patterson's been more than just a running back. He's a pass catching back. He's been the gadget guy, right? The Swiss Army knife, so to speak, cutting in to teams. Hey, I'm telling you, I think he's good for about 13 to 15 fantasy points this week. Yeah. Zeke, it's been hard with that guy, hasn't it? I like him, and you took him in the first round, likely. And he's got a good matchup this week against the Giants, right? And last time against the Giants, he put up 25 fantasy points. It's hard for me to want to sit him. I don't. In fact, what we've been hearing from Coach this week, first of all, Zeke just said on Wednesday that he feels the best that he's felt in a while. I like hearing that. He was out carried by Corey Clement last week. Yeah, okay. Fine. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I think that he says he's feeling better. I've been hearing things about the coaches talking about, all right, we got to get Zeke back going again. We're going to feed him this week. I've been hearing that. I like it. So give me a slight, fuck. See, that's too hard. What the hell you come, hey, good seeing you again. I'm going to give you a hard-ass question. Well, thanks, buddy. No, just kidding. God, it's hard. It's hard for me to say either of these. There's got to be a way to fit both of them in. If you can fit both of them in, fit both of them in. If I have to choose between one or the other, man, which hill am I gonna die on, right? Fuck. Both of them are getting you 15 fantasy points. You stumped me, Ryan. Good job. It's hard to stump this guy. I'm stumped. I don't know. Zeke or Patterson. Shit. Either way, I think you're getting 15 fantasy points. I think if you have to start, if you can't start them both, if you absolutely cannot start them both, oh man, the slightest of leans toward Ezekiel Elliott. Just because the matchup's good. The matchup's great. And he says he's feeling the best of, it's all the narrative stuff. I'm falling for narrative, okay? I usually don't, but sometimes it means a damn, It's an okay matchup for Patterson. Zeke's got a little bit better matchup. I've just got to go with that. I got to stick with Zeke in the playoffs. And just, he's feeling good. I'm hearing the coaches saying they want to feed him more. Go with Zeke. Just do it. Metal Christmas music, yeah. Okay. What do we got? See if I can find that metal Christmas music. That'd be awesome. I mean, I have actually found it before. Yeah. I actually thought about doing that too. In fact, I did find. So let's see what we got. We're going to switch over to metal as requested by Matt. If you don't know Matt, go check out his band, Gods Amongst Men. Good shit if you like metal. So there we go. We're going to put on some metal Christmas music now. Changing it up as we're getting into the witching hour. No, I'm just kidding. For those of you that watch Red Zone, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to answer some more questions here. Oh, shit, we got a lot. In fact, actually, let me look at what I got. Ask me about who you want to start at defense and kicker, because I'm not going to get to that this week. Don't have enough time. Because I still got to do sleepers and deep dives. I got a lot of questions to get to. Okay, I'd rather get to your questions than tell you who to stream at defense, because it's not that hard. And we're kicker. But if you have questions, if you want to know, if that's your question, if that's what you came here to find out, ask me in the comments and the chat, and I will answer. Okay? All right. Yeah, that's some good music there. Okay. Now, Nick Stafford, thoughts on Gabriel Davis as a DFS play? Love it. With Emmanuel Sanders out and Beasley's going to do fine, but Knox will do okay. But Gabe Davis could be the guy that spoils Diggs' day. So I like him as a DFS play, actually. Perry Williams, what's up? Perry's asking wide receiver 2, DJ Moore, Parker, or Van Jefferson. I'm going to go with Parker this week. I think with no Waddle, with no Fuller, and a good matchup against the Jets, I like Parker. Give me some Parker this week. Now, here's the thing. It's like last year, Tua and Parker actually had a bit of a connection going. And, with Waddle coming in this year, and that's kind of taking the attention away from him. But no Waddle, no problem. Give me some Parker. Pick 2 running backs. Jacobs, Wilson, Penny. Give me Jacobs and Penny this week. Can't trust Jeff Wilson. Debo's going to be the guy getting the running back touches for the Niners. Flex someone you don't pick. Ooh. It's either Jeffy or Moore. That's tough. That is tough. Because I want to say DJ Moore because, he's the wide receiver 1 there. It's pitting up a wide receiver 1 versus a wide receiver 3. You're going to go with the wide receiver 1 almost every time. But Buffalo is such a tough match. You know what? Though I don't care. It's too solid. Go with Moore on that one. Okay, it's gonna be close. Both of them are gonna get you, I'd say, probably 12 or 13 fantasy points, maybe up to 15. But the more solid move there is Moore. So go with that. All right, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. Would you play Miami's D or Philly's D this week? Thanks, and great show as usual. Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm going with the Miami D this week. I talked about defenses. I talked about if you want to ask questions, You're asking questions. Thank you. Miami this week. I love Miami. Now, they've been good pretty much the whole season. honestly. Miami's been a big surprise this year as far as fantasy defense goes. They've had some shit games, but especially at the beginning of the season. But they've been coming on better the last basically since week 9. 3 out of the last 5 games, you look at 17 points, 18 points, 23 points, and against the Jets, who, yeah, they didn't do great on the road against them, but that was before Zach Wilson came back. Now that Zach Wilson's back, I like him. I like him this week. I think with the Jets giving up the fifth most fantasy points to team defenses this season, I'm saying that the Jets have a good game. I'm sorry. I'm saying that the Dolphins have a good game against the Jets. So I like the Jets over Philly. I think Philly's actually got an okay matchup as well. They're not bad. In fact, they're. Hold on, sorry. What's going on? It's weird. Okay. Yeah, I mean against Washington. See, that's the thing though with the unknown quarterback. That makes Philadelphia very intriguing, and I see why you would go that route. Excuse me. For me, it's 55-45 in favor of Miami. If your gut, though, says to go Philly, go Philly. Go with Philly if you want, and it's a good matchup. I just think that the most natural matchup is the Dolphins this week. That's just how I feel. But anyway, give me a second. All right. Questions rolling in from tons of different directions here. So yeah, give me a slight lean toward Miami. Again, if you guys says Philly, go with that though. Because I think both of them are going to have a great game. All right, Bryce, what's up, my man? Sounds like you're in the playoffs. You're kicking your teachers' asses? Good. Glad to help. Start 2. I'm starting Jones and Barkley. Connor, I'm worried about. I think he's going to vulture touchdowns, but I don't know if he's going to get much more work than that. Matt, Monty, cool. Thanks, brother. Super Freak Hall of Fame. Yeah. Hashtag Tyrant King. Yeah. Hey, if I have one day, you're on it. You'll be there, pal. You'll be there. Give me just a second. What else we got? Smash. I forgot who Smash is. Smash is somebody I know. I forget who you are. Is it Carolyn? Maybe. Anyway, I don't recall. Someone in Smash. Someone I know. Anyway, is Davis or Beasley the guy to have in Buffalo today? Beasley? I mean, it could be either one. But if I'm picking one or the other, I'm going with the wide receiver 2 over the wide receiver 3 every time. So I got to go Beasley. I think Smash is Carolyn. I think so. Anyway. Richard Ibarra asks, Knox and Allen is a better love story than Twilight. That's not a question. That's a comment. I love it. Knox and Allen is a better love. Anything's a better love story than Twilight. Fucking Rihanna and Chris Brown's a better love story than Twilight. Yeah, I said it. Like it though. Like it. Dom asks, that's cool. Penny or Beckham in the same game. Beckham. Half point PPR. I'm going Beckham on that one. It's just more solid play. Penny, he could do well, but he could also do shit. So it's hard to tell with that. He's too volatile. And give me Beckham in that one. He's been solid ever since he's been with the Rams. He's been putting up points, and in a half point PPR, I like it. I like OBJ this week. And Thielen for real. I have Osborne, but do I go MVS today in case Thielen plays Monday? Yeah, right. No. You have Osborne. There's your answer. I think either way. Even if Thielen plays, I like Osborne over MVS. I think Lazard's been getting a little more attention. It's hard to tell who the number 2 guy is going to be there for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not. I'm not going to bank on that. So anyway, I'm going to go Osborne either way. Barry Ratliff, I have Schultz, and I think no good to the playoffs. Agree. Excuse me. Which do I recommend? Joku, Everett, Troutman. Of those 3, I'm definitely going Everett. I think that with Lockett's going to be out with COVID at least this week. Could be another week. He's dude. So this is another bromance that's brewing is between those 2, between Wilson and Everett. Those 2 guys. I was talking about this in the preseason, and I've been talking about pretty much throughout the season. All right. So if you didn't know, they share religious beliefs. Like they're the same, like Department of Christianity or whatever the fuck. All right. So whatever it is, they believe the same way. Whatever. I'm sure what the exact religion is, but some form of Christian and blah 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 blah. So anyway, I think that they have a connection, and they've been showing it a lot more recently. I like Everett. Rest of the season, I like Everett. I mean, depending on who else you have, but if those are the names that you're putting up, then I'm saying Everett's probably going to be the best one on your waivers. Okay, Monty, says Matt. So Barkley or Monty? If it's Monty, I'll throw Parker back in the flex and bench Barkley. It's hard for me to bench Barkley. We've seen this season that Barkley can get it done. And he had 18 points last week. He's going to be a decent play most weeks. Now, that being said, yeah, Dallas is not easy to score on for running backs. In fact, let's look up here. They've only since week 5, they've have not had a 20 fantasy point. They've only had 2 20 fantasy point running backs this season. Yeah. So I don't think Saquon Barkley is going to necessarily have a great game. But I don't know if I'm benching Barkley over Parker. So I think as you go with Monty and you do the old tyrant twist here. Okay, the twist is: do you need the higher upside, or do you need the solid play? If you need the solid play, go with Barkley. Higher upside, go with Parker. In full PPR, I'm leaning more toward Parker a little bit over Barkley. So that might be a good play. Big cash, Java Williams or MG3. I have to choose? God damn. Give me Java. If I have to choose between them, I'm going Java. I think that they that's their guy, the rookie guy, and they're giving him more and more work. If I have to choose, I'm choosing Java. Otherwise, dude, start both of them if you can. But it sounds like you can't, so go Java. Thanks for the Meadow. I don't know, whatever. And thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the Meadow. I'm trying to figure out what the hell that means. It's obviously a typo because he does like the voice, the chat to text thing. Thanks for the Meadow and thanks for the medal. See, I got to think of your Texas accent and figure it out. You got to, dude, Matt, you got to set your text to speech or your speech to text to set it to Texas. What are you doing? Thanks, man. And yes, but by the way, Smash is Carolyn. I know I have, just because I smoked the green doesn't mean my memory's completely gone. I remember shit. All right. Reese Thomas. How you doing, Reese? I have Sony and Darrell Henderson. Who should I play? If you have to play one of the two of them, and Henderson starting, playing Henderson. Okay? If he's not, of course, playing Sony. If you have other options, I might go with one of them. But if that's your choice, if you're like down to those two, if that's what you got to do, go Hendo. Harpreet Singh, good morning. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. Good morning to you. Harpreet Singh, up in the house. What's up, yo? Sit one. Javante Williams, Connor Harris. I'm sitting Connor just because I think he's going to be a touchdown vulture, but I don't know if he's going to get much more work than just being the touchdown vulture. All right. Thanks for the effort, Teddy. And like I said, I like Java Williams. And Najee Harris, you're not sitting for nothing. Thanks for the Everett tip, Fantasy Football Tyrant. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. You're welcome, Barry. All right. If any of you else, that's a shitty way to put that. If any more of you have questions, put them in the comments, put them in the chat, and I will answer. For right now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go with sleepers, and we're going to go with the injury report to head out. So, real quick, though, I got to get the injury information. I got a bunch coming up here. I'm going to refresh injury information. You bear with me here. We need to know who's healthy. We need to know who's not healthy. Okay? We got some major updates going on here, and I'm gonna go over them just a second. The most up-to-date information there for you guys, and I'm bringing it to you on this show. I don't fuck around. In fact, I want to give a shout out though to a guy who's on here. For those of you who saw my birthday show, thank you for that. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of special guests on there. And one of my special guests was this guy, Anthony Servino. If you don't know him, go check him out on Fantasy Pros. He's also got, I think, Fantasy Face Off. Check that out too. He does some injury reports for the Fantasy Pros. Pretty good. He's reliable. He's always got the right information. I rely on the guy actually, as someone that I pay attention to his injury reports. It helps me out. So thank you. If you're watching, you're probably not, but thank you, Anthony Servino, once again for being on the show, and thank you so much for all that you do as well to help the little man, to help us figure out what the fuck we're doing, right? Anyway, so we want to go over sleepers, and I'm just pulling up some information, so bear with me here for just a moment. Am I running back? Sleeper. See, I had a running back sleeper, then some shit went down, and I'll get into that in just a second here. But anyway, sorry about that. Now, he's listed as questionable, but he's got a decent matchup against the Jags. I think that Rex Burkhead could be a sneaky play this week. Watch out if he plays. If he does, I like him in DFS as a DFS move. So, Sexy Rexy, start him up if you can. There's a lot of situations where you might not be starting him up. It's scary, I know that, but in DFS, he could be a good play. A lot of people are playing Johnson, but I think that Rex is getting more attention in a lot of ways. So, Sexy Rexy this week. As far as my wide receivers go, my wide receiver sleeper this week, I'm going with Rashad Bateman. The reason why is because we're pretty sure Lamar Jackson's going to be out. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Pretty sure Lamar Jackson's going to be out. It's going to be Tyler Huntley. Huntley likes Bateman. Second team reps, right? Yeah. Although, wait, no, that wasn't happening because Bateman was injured. Whatever. For whatever reason, I don't know why, Tyler Huntley likes Bateman. Doesn't like Hollywood. Let's keep rolling with that this week. He's a good sleeper. If you need a flex play and you're fucking stuck at that position, that area. Although right now with no buys and stuff, yeah, but with the COVID issues, yeah, you might be starting Bateman, and I think it's a good play this week. I definitely like him in DFS. Bateman for sure. That's my sleeper, a wide receiver. A QB, Justin Fields. He gets it done with his legs, and he's been getting it done through the air too. All right. He came back, and people are like, hey, he was getting hot. And then just as he's finally started getting hot, gets injured, right? Comes back. What does he do? Puts up 20 fantasy points. He's back, folks. He's back, and I like him. He's gonna go good against Minnesota. He's giving up the third most fantasy points to quarterbacks in the season. Hey, why don't we? Why not? I think Justin Fields is a great start this week. Start him up in DFS. Start him in 2 QB leagues. Don't get cute with them. Don't be starting them over, Brady or Allen or some shit. No, of course not. But like for instance, if you're a Lamar Jackson owner and you didn't pick up Taysom Hill, I like Justin Fields this week. All right, and for the tight ends, give me a little RSJ action. All right, so here's the deal: Logan Thomas is out for the season. All right, we got who was it? Who's playing the quarterback for Washington again? Let's go back. We had that drop down. Shermer. Yeah, fuck that shit. He's going to be doing the check down bullshit. Okay, he's going to be checking it down. You're going to see a lot of Gibson, in this game, a lot of Gibson, and a lot of RSJ. Ricky Seals Jones, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who didn't know who that is, which you should. I don't know what's wrong with you. No, Ricky Seals Jones this week is my tight end sleeper, just because Shermer's going to need to pass to someone. Let me get the confirmation on that. Hold on. Washington QB. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that we get the right information. I don't want to give you guys. Either way, no matter who's starting at QB today, I'm not liking it. News. Let's do. Sorry, trying to give you guys the most up-to-date news here because I don't want to give you guys bullshit. I don't know. But I heard the rumor that Schumer starting. Let's see. Let me double check something. Give me a minute. Kyle Shermer. Yeah, there's no word on it, but likely Kyle Shermer's starting. Okay, so in that case, yeah, I like RSJ because I feel like he's going to be checking down a lot to him. Another show, great. Hey, thank you, Don. Thank you so much for being a wonderful contributor, a loyal fan of the show. Love having you around. Can't wait to help you win your championship. Can't wait to help you draft a new team next season. Love it, dude. I mean, yeah, we're heading into playoff time, but this show is still going strong. So that's pretty much it for. I got to do the double deep danger dive of the week, right? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My double deep danger dive, and that's someone who's like less than 10% owned. This guy's 1% owned. Freddie Swain. Freddie Swain for the Seattle Seahawks. No Lockett this week. DK's in the doghouse. Everett's going to get a little bit, sure, but I think Freddie Swain gets something like 6 catches for 70 some odd yards and a touchdown. Put it in the bank. He's going to get just under 20 fantasy points. Freddie Swain this week. Big time DFS play. Sneaky deep league play. Double deep danger dive. Now, we're going to go over the injuries real quick, and then we're going to head out, okay? So, here's some things that I'm going to do a little quick refresh. A quick refresh. Jesus, if I can talk. Zane Gonzalez injured during warm-ups. So if you got the kicker Zane Gonzalez, you're going to have to go with someone else. He's ruled out. Rex Burkhead, like I said, he's active for week 15. Could be a sneaky play this week. Sterling Shepard, active. Ty Johnson, inactive. All right? But I'm still not starting Carter. Don't like his matchup. Don't like what's going on there. DJ Moore is officially active, but I don't like his matchup. Moss is inactive. So what else is new? Chase Edmonds officially active. We knew that shit. Connor is officially active. I still think he's only going to be getting the goal line touches. I think that, yeah. I think you got a good two-headed monster there. I think both of them can be used. Tony Pollard is officially active for week 15. But he's going to be on a snap count. I heard that he's going to get a couple dozen snaps. That's what we're hearing. So be cautious, Pollard. All right. So if I've told you, Pollard before, maybe go with the other guy because he's not going to get all that many snaps. Here's the big news. It's not for this game, but Antonio Brown is expected to rejoin the Bucs on Monday. He was suspended for 3 games, but then that suspension's over. So anyway, there you go. Not much else here. All of it is like the COVID shit, which you should be updated on. We should know that stuff. If you don't, then what are you doing? Play your game. Set your fucking lineups because they'll tell you whether they're out or not. The question, though, is about people that we don't know whether they're out or not, and I'm not getting any big updates. So my guess is, yeah, that's it. Wow. Hey, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the information. Good luck, everyone. Thank you, Harpreet Singh. Thank you so much for your support here. Mike Martinez coming here at the last second. We got a couple questions here. Last second, we're going to answer them. Mike Martinez, Beckham or Foreman and Standard? I'm going Beckham this week. Thank you, sir. I just think that he's got the higher upside there. I think he's going to get attention from Stafford. I think Foreman's going to get you 10 to 12 points. I think Beckham will get you 15 plus. So there you go. Matt, thanks for everything. Cheers. Happy 420. Happy 420 to you guys, too. Thank you so much. Alejandro, hey, you should take a new picture sporting your Max Crosby jersey you won on the show. Anyway, you're asking about Jalen Hurts or Taysom Hill. I'm going Taysom Hill on the safe side. I know Hurts is playing, but he's going to be playing hurt. Taysom Hill is a safer bet with 25 fantasy points. I'm telling you this week. That's where we're going with Mike Martinez, Adams, Smith, Osborne, Mooney. What? Oh, Adams, of course. Other than that, give me... If Thielen, well, shit, we don't know whether Thielen's going to play or not. See, that's the problem. I would say if Thielen's out, go Osborne. But you know what? No, I'm going to go bold. Go Mooney. Adams and Mooney. There we go. I think that, Mooney's Fields' guy. Fields is going to have a better game. I like Mooney this week. A-Rob is out. Mooney all the way. Mooney, Darrell to the Mooney. Yeah. Picked up Jones off the waiver a couple weeks ago. What the fuck? Seriously? What the fuck? These are your teachers? The hell? Are you from Alabama? Well, this is the worst group of teachers ever. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Don't worry about it. Start DJ Moore, Van Jeff, Penny at the flex. That's a tough one. Give me DJ Moore. I'm worried about him, but still give me DJ Moore there. Burrow or Jimmy G. And the reason why pretty much is just because someone's got to catch passes there. I think he's going to do it. He's probably going to get around 14 fantasy points. I like him for that much. I don't like him overall, but yeah, he's fine. He'll be all right. Burrow or Jimmy G. Give me Jimmy G this week. I think Burrow's going to have a down week. I told you why earlier. Rewind if you need to. Big Cash, rock on. I'll celebrate Matt's belt with you when it's all done. I want to see pictures, my man. Pierre. Bonjour, Pierre. Should I start Melvin Gordon or Gronk or Cooks? That's a tough one. To me, it's between Gronk and no. I mean, all around, it's actually a really good question. I tend to go with the solid running back play and go with Gordon, and I tend not to want to start tight ends in anywhere but tight end position. Personally, I mean, I know Gronk is Gronk, but the New Orleans Saints protect well against tight ends. The top 10 at defending tight ends. I think Gronk gets you about 10 to 12 points. But I think Gordon can get you more than that. And Cooks is going to be too hit and miss with Davis Mills. I want to go the solid bet and go Gordon on that one. Knox at flex over Pollard and Devontae Smith, yeah. Kittle as my start, yeah. Go with Knox on that one. Screw you, Big Cass, says Matt. All right, last question here. Bengals or Browns defense? Give me the Browns this week. I really like their matchup. I think that they're playing well in good matchups. They're kind of one of those defenses that's a little bit more predictable based on matchup, and they have a good one this week with the Vegas Raiders giving up the 10th most fantasy points. They're playing Monday night or one day during the day, depending on where it is. Monday evening, we'll say, late afternoon, in the evening. I think there's a chance that Carr shits the bed. I like Cleveland in this one. So there you go. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you all. Good luck this week in your playoffs. If you make it, you make it. And I'll see you next week. I'm going to see you Tuesday morning for my top 10 waiver wires for week 16. All right? Because if you weren't in the playoffs before, if you tune into me next week, you're definitely in the playoffs. And I know I've helped get you there. So I'm going to help you beyond that. And I'm going to help you win the championship. Bringing home titles with the Fantasy Tyrant. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. All right? Make sure to get that out there. Hey, make sure to donate. I got the links there in the description. Donate to me. And half the proceeds, half of the donations are going to go to Dornbecker Children's Hospitals. For every dollar you donate, you get an entry to win this signed DeAndre Swift jersey. Also, go to superdraftpro.com/the tyrant /the fantasy tyrant, and you will get entries as well. So there's lots of ways to enter. Do it. All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you all, everyone. Love you all. Good luck this week. I'll be back Tuesday for the top 10 waiver wire pickups for week 16. Until then, I'm out. Peace.